Hey, what's up, Pep Nation? So I want to get you guys through a nice dynamic warm-up right now with me and Andre. It's a pretty unique warm-up because you don't need a lot of space. Hey, this can be done anywhere, especially if you're an athlete or if you're a coach or a parent that doesn't have a lot of area. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to put on the Pep Fast Speed training bands. All this is going to do is going to activate and warm up our legs and prime them up just a little bit more, but it's not necessary, but I really do enjoy it. And it's also going to help strengthen your legs at the same time. So we're going to put our bands on here, and then we're going to get through this warm-up. And what I like about this warm-up is that it's very quick, it's very fast, and it has a lot of great dynamic components to it. So the first part of this warm-up is a dynamic reactive partner. Okay, so you got it on? So he's got it on, so it's a dynamic reactive partner mirror drill that whatever I do for 30 seconds, Andre is going to mimic. So I want you to be creative, think outside the box, be very flowy, and just move and groove with your partner. So for 30 seconds, whatever I do, Andre is going to mimic. Doesn't matter what it is, he's gonna do it. After 30 seconds is up, we'll take about a 10-second break, and then we're gonna flip-flop. So then he is going to be the director, and I'm going to then mirror everything that he does. So here we go. So I might just start off with jumping jacks. Then from here, I'm gonna just keep my legs going. Now my arms are going up and down. Can Andre keep up? I do some shuffle work, going on the spot, some pogo jumps. And this is gonna get your athletes pretty warm in a very short space. I'm coming here, boom, boom, boom. Going over and back this line. Yeah, he's quick. Shuffling in, shuffling out. It's great. Boom, and we're gonna relax. It's gonna be his turn in a few seconds here. Just play with it, have fun. There's no right, there's no wrong way to this. 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm gonna have him. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. He just put me through the ringer there, guys. It's hard to keep up. He's keeping it dynamic, he's keeping it flowy, he's moving and grooving, and my heart rate is racing. You do 2 rounds of this. We got 1 more. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wanna pass out and jump on the ground right now. My legs are burning because of the bands. Second round, 3, 2, 1. And I'm starting off with some single leg over and back. And done, 30 seconds. Whew. Legs are burning or what? The legs are going to be burning at this point. The quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves, the feet. My heart is racing. We got 1 more 10-second round. We're about to then get some warm up. 3, 2, and go. Three, 2, and done. Woo! Wow. If your heart rate is not up after just doing a 2-minute circuit like that, I don't know what is. Take your bands off, put them to the side. They're no longer needed. Glutes are activated, they're ready. And now we're about to get to this warm up. So now, you don't need a lot of space. We don't need lines. Stay where you are. Here's the first exercise. All it is we're just gonna do 10 squats, making sure you're in that nice athletic position, feet shoulder width apart, chest up, hips back, hands out in front, making sure you have a good, stable core throughout. 10 squats, right, here we go. This is the time now to work on your breathing. So you take a nice deep breath in as you go down, you blow out the air as you stand up. pushing the ground away from you with your feet, making sure you look straight ahead, chest up, back flat, core tight. We'll do about 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to do a Superman airplane. Okay, so we're gonna get a big hamstring stretch as we do this. So what we're gonna do is hip hinge, kick that back leg out, reach forward, and then from here I wanna add in a hamstring kick. So we get a hamstring stretch on one side with a lot of balance. So ankle, knee, hip, hey, that core stability with a nice dynamic hamstring kick from the backside. So here we go. You're gonna do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. I like to do the same leg, all 5 reps, so I get a little bit more of a feel throughout. Once I finish 5, I'll get to the other leg. Now you're gonna find that a lot of athletes, they're gonna be unstable in this exercise, which is fine. Let them feel it out. Nobody's always gonna be perfect at this. It's a challenging exercise, and that's what you want to help wake up the nervous system, help wake up and prime the proper muscles to kind of activate for you so you can get a little bit more stability, balance, proprioception throughout the whole process. From here, now what I'm looking for is we're going to do a reverse lunge to what I call a sprinter knee drive to a 1, 2, 3 switch, then to the opposite leg with a reverse lunge. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'll be here in my sprinter position, so I can work on some biomechanics and form a technique to this. Chest is up, opposite arm, opposite leg, reverse back. You don't need to touch your knee. Come up, 1, 2, 3. Now I got the opposite leg up, switching back again, come up, 1, 2, 3. That would have been 1 each side, and I'm looking for 5 per side, okay? So this is also gonna work. Nice big deep hip flexor stretch. You come up nice and tall so we don't have a broken leg. What I mean by that is we're not broken at the joint here. You get up long and tall. Keep the core nice and stable. You don't want to be wavering side to side so we can work on some mechanical work, especially if you don't have a lot of area. So here we go. So we're here, long and tall, coming down, coming back up, 1, 2, 3, switching, and you just want to balance yourself out before you go to that reverse lunge. So you stabilize right through that glute, coming back up, and just working. It's a great exercise, especially when you don't have a lot of space and you have a lot of athletes. And as you can see, it's so dynamic that you're getting the heart rate up at the same time that you're stretching and working on form, running. Last one coming up. Beautiful. Now, the next one is a side lunge. Virtually the same to this. So chest is up. I'm gonna take a nice long lunge, but I wanna make sure that my feet are gonna stay in line with each other. Not too far back, not too far forward. Side lunge, go to where your mobility takes you, keeping that chest up, foot flat to the ground. Don't put excess strain on your knee. Pop back up, 1, 2, and then go back to that same side. We're here, 1, 2, and back to that same side, because this one, you want to teach the athlete consistently how to load and explode out of that position. So right now I'm absorbing, loading, and then pushing off and absorbing. So you want to do the same side 5 times so they can mimic that movement and get to the same place. What happens is something, they might take a shorter step, they might take a longer step if you alternate. So stay in the same side, 1, 2, switch, back over, 5 per side. Here we go. So we're here, drive that knee, 1, 2, back. Again, phenomenal exercises that you can do. Make sure to keep the foot dorsiflexed throughout these exercises. So that's the toe towards the ceiling or sky, wherever you're at. Beautiful. Other side. I can hear Andre's heart. It's beating, it's racing, and that's what you want. You want to stay warm, and that's how you're going to become an elite athlete, because it not only warms you up and it primes and enhances the actual workout coming up, but it does build a little bit of conditioning, okay? From there, we're gonna go on the ground, we're gonna just do some activation exercises to kind of finish off priming things and getting them ready. This also gives your athletes a chance to just kind of bring down the heart rate just a little bit before we start, so they don't go into the workout pre-taxed and overly tired. So I'm gonna go on the ground for this first exercise, and I'm gonna do 5 glute bridges. And what I want from this to feel it more in my hamstrings, I'm gonna drive my feet, slide them away from me. Think about just pushing that ground, not actually sliding my feet too far, but that's gonna then turn on those glutes a little bit more. So you got 5 glute bridges. Holding at the top for approximately 1 to 2 seconds, lowering back down with control. Okay, from here, now I'm gonna hold a single leg glute bridge while I bring my opposite leg around, okay? So almost like a hurdler, so I can get some mobility into this hip. So it looks like this. So I'm gonna come up and do a single leg glute bridge, have one leg out, bring it up and around, and I'm gonna just get some mobility working that hip without opening it too much and dropping the opposite side. So driving my shoulders down into the ground, getting some good balance work. 5 on one side, just coming up and around, 5 on the other. Love it. Okay. From here, now I'm gonna do a little bit of core work as well. So this core exercise, you're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. You're gonna sit up. Now you can keep one leg off the ground if you wanna make it a little more challenging. You sit up, opposite arm, opposite leg, knee drive, come back down and switch. And you're gonna do anywhere from 6 to 8 per side, making sure to really lead with your chest on the way up. So it's really gonna activate your core, that deep transverse abdominis, also those hip flexors again. So you can keep that one foot off the ground, leading with my chest. You're gonna get a little bit of back work in here. Just moving and grooving and staying within the movement pattern. And if you start to feel like something's compensating and hurting, don't do it anymore. Get on to the next exercise. Okay, from here, I'm gonna jump on and get onto all fours. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. So I'm either going to prop up onto all 4, my knees off, or I can keep my knees on the ground, makes it a little bit easier, okay? So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna prop it up, I'm gonna go opposite arm, opposite leg, hold for a second, drop back down, okay? This is really gonna challenge not only your core and all the stabilizers, but your shoulder girdle is going to get some work. Okay, your glute, your hips are gonna start to activate. And you wanna try to hold for at least a second or 2, so you can see how good Andre is making this look. Back is flat, core is tight, everything has to engage for him to stabilize throughout this exercise. That's a great, great job. Again, about 5 per side is all you're gonna need. From here, then we'll posture up, and then we're gonna hit the calf region, the calf and the Achilles and the hamstring. I'm just driving my heels into the ground, and this is just our gas pedalers. So driving my foot down into the ground. We start slow, then we start to move and groove and get a little bit faster, a little bit more dynamic. Just making sure that we kind of hit that tissue, because that can be very tight and stiff. And when you go to plant, we don't want it to get hurt. Last one we're gonna do here is we're gonna get into a nice deep hip flexor stretch. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna jump and switch. And I'm just gonna pulse a few times to just kind of dynamically open it up, some small ballistic pulses. I'm gonna do about 3 to 5 per side. And these are just called groiners. Just keeping our chest up. Hey, hand is planted firm into the ground. And now we're really activated. We're ready. And the warm-up doesn't take very long. I just explained it so you guys knew what we were talking about from a micro level, from a scientific perspective of how things are warming up, what muscle groups are firing. And so now you guys are primed and ready to go. If you're a coach, a parent, an athlete, a weekend warrior, phenomenal. You can do this at home in front of a TV. It doesn't really matter. This is gonna enhance your game just a little bit, especially when you don't have a lot of space. We got a lot of space, but especially when there's too many people and you have a small environment. So anyway, do this warm up. We're gonna get some great work in today, and I'll see you guys soon.